Hello everyone, welcome to our Easy Redmine webinar about resource management, which is going to be presented by our consultant Klára Zamazalova. And today we are going to talk about free plugins, thanks to which you can keep a perfect overview of all your resources. First of these plugins is resource management, which can be on a project level or a global level. And here you can see workload of all your coworkers on their projects. Second one is attendance management. With this plugin, you can plan your vacation, you can see availability of all your colleagues. And the third one is resource dashboard, where you can see statistics of estimated and spent time, KPIs, and also resource management calendar. During this webinar, please use Q&A section for all your questions. I will try to reply or respond to them during presentation or after presentation. So, Klára, I think we can start.
Hello, everybody. My name is Klára Zamazalova, and I will now share my screen to show you the possibilities of resource management bundle. So I will share this. Hedviga, can you please confirm? Do you see my screen?
Yes.
Okay, great. So at this screen, you see the agenda for today. I want to go through 3 sections. First section is the topic about resource management capacities setting. Then I will show you the general usage of resource management. And thirdly, the advanced usage of resource management, and that's the resource management for groups. And finally, we will go through the resource management dashboard. So the first topic, resource management capacities setting. The whole issue is about it that usually the working hours for your resource is 8 hours a day. But the best practice is that it is not possible to plan tasks for 8 hours for each day for the resource. So how to solve this is either by making the capacity of resource lower. That means that you will set manually that the capacity of resource is not 8 hours a day, but 6 hours. Or you can block the capacity for these 2 hours a day by repeating task or by some long task. I will show you it firstly in the resource management settings. Here you see that the default value is 8 hours a day. As I recommend you, it's not good to plan the task for 8 hours to the users. So when you scroll down in the setting, you can see that you can define the capacity of resource manually. We have here Anne Schlicht. I will now switch to my first project I want to show you. Here we have Anne Schlicht, and she has assigned these tasks. As you see, all the days it's all right. Only on Friday she has already 10 hours for Friday, 8 hours of babysitting and 2 hours of cleaning. So firstly, we have to move the cleaning. She is not able to manage to babysitting and cleaning on Friday. But still, you see, she has now 8 hours on Friday. But as I recommend you, it's never possible to plan 8 hours a day. So I will set manually that the capacity of Anne is just 6 hours a day. I will now save the setting. And I switch back to my resource management project, and I will refresh it. And because I set the capacity on 6 hours, then you see that now the Friday, okay, I did not save the movement of cleaning on Wednesday. You see that 8 hours is not possible to be done on Friday. So I can solve this situation by giving 6 hours on a Thursday, because on Thursday she has capacity. The second option, how to block the resource for these everyday issues, is to create a repeating task for your resource. In this project, we have the same situation. We have the task for babysitting, cleaning, washing, and well, shopping is here. And additional to these tasks, I put the answering emails repeating task. This answering emails it takes 2 hours every day, and it's repeating every day. So the same situation. Now the capacity of resource is 8 hours a day. We know that cleaning it's not possible to be managed on Friday, so I will move it on Wednesday next week. But still, I have 2 hours more planned than the capacity of resource. I can solve it same way. So now you see the resource, the chain where Witherspoon is able to make 6 hours of babysitting on Friday. And additional to this 6 hours, she has 2 hours of answering emails. The third option, how to solve this, is by one long task. I will now show you the project where again the same tasks, and additional to this, here is an answering emails task. Now it's the one long task which has estimated time 20 hours. So 2 hours is allocated to each day. And the situation looks same. The cleaning we have to move, and the babysitting must be split into 2 days. The difference between one long task and the first option, several repeating tasks, is that in some companies which are providing maintenance services, they have to block their resources for maintenance issues which are not possible to be planned. Because your client call you, well, we have an incident with your machine, please can we order your maintenance service? And yes, they need it immediately, so you could not plan it. But you can block your capacities by this repeating task. And well, one day you will assign this repeating task to your first technician. Another day you will assign this repeating task to some other technician, and so on. So by this repeating task, you can block your capacities, and then each day, you will assign this task to some other. So back to our agenda. We went through this first section, resource management capacity settings, and I will now show you the general usage of resource management, which is connected also to attendance plugin, meeting calendar plugin, and also to working calendar templates. I will now close the first project we have already went through. And here we have the resource management Gantt. This Gantt is very important for you because you see we are now in this project, and in this project I have these resources. And for me, it's very important that even on this project, I also see the allocations of my resources in other projects. So I see that on Friday, Anne is already overloaded, so I could not plan to her any task in my project. And it could be also the situation that I am project manager of this project, but I completely don't know where is Anne Schlicht working in other projects. So for me, this information is very important, that I see the allocation of my resource in other projects. So here I see that if I want to plan babysitting and cleaning on this week, I have to use some of free resources. And how can you plan the capacities? It's very easy. You already see that you can move the task for other day, or by this you can change the start date and due date of the task. Maybe I can show you this situation when I made the, well, it was manually done, so it's not so good, but if I will do it here, you see that this task is now red because it's estimated on 12 hours, and 12 hours it's not possible to be done in one day. So I have to change the due date of the task or change the start date of the task until the task is green. And when it's possible to be done, the task is green. Also, you can manually change very fast the estimated time by double clicking. You can just type another estimated time, and also you can manually change the allocations. So we can say that here it must be done 4 hours. And now the assigning task, it's very easy. By drag and drop, I can put these tasks to the resources. Now I will show you the connection to attendance and to meeting calendar. I will now switch to my homepage because I have prepared here the bookmark with meeting calendar and attendance. This is my meeting calendar, and let's say that I will have a long meeting tomorrow. I will call it long meeting, well, and it will be so long. I will now save it. And when I go now back to my resource management and I will reload the page, you will see that by my line for tomorrow there is written M3, and when I click on the event on the day, I see that tomorrow this resource, it's me, is already blocked for 3 hours. Quite interesting thing on meeting calendar is that I can plan a meeting like this. I will plan meeting on Friday, but this meeting will be take children to school, and this meeting is more like information for my colleagues that I will not be at work before 9:30, but this meeting could not make my capacity for the day lower. And for this checkbox is here, don't allocate. So when I will use this checkbox, the meeting in meeting calendar is done. So my colleague will see that I will be a bit later at work. And when I go to resource management, I will refresh the page and nothing appears on Friday. So my capacity is not lower for Friday. This was the connection with meeting calendar. And now here I have the attendance calendar. Let's say I will now switch to next week, and I will plan a vacation for Monday, let's say all the day. So I have created the vacation for Monday next week. Let's check it. Okay, it's here. And now I will refresh the resource management page. And you see that on Monday, for me, it's here, this sign. And I see that this resource has vacation for 8 hours. I can say that I have a lot of work, so I could not allow me to have a whole day vacation. So I will just make the half day vacation. So just in the morning at 9. And when I will change this setting by the vacation, you will see that by resource management, just 4 hours of my day capacity is blocked. Also, the connection to resource management is done by working calendar, because to each user you assign some working calendar. I will now put manually one national holiday to our working calendar. So let's say that on Tuesday, September 5th, we have special holiday. I will do it like this. So now I change my working calendar, and when I will now refresh the page, you will see that this holidays is displayed by the resources that have this working calendar. So when I will click on it, you see special holiday is here. So it's not possible to allocate some capacities on this day. So this was the second section of resource management I want to show you. I go now back to the agenda. So we were here. The third section is quite a tricky one, and I will show you how to use groups of users for planning in resource management. The groups are called groups of users, but as you will see, it's not only groups of users. Firstly, I will show you the necessary settings you have to do. In the administration, in general settings, in the section task tracking, you have to allow task assignment to groups. Then, of course, you have to set some groups. I have set these groups. And as you see in these columns, just the group programmers and testers have some members. The others are without members. And in resource management setting, you have to scroll a bit lower. Under the resources, there is setting for groups of users. Here you have a button count from users. So I can count from users the capacity of group programmers and testers. Because in these groups, in both of them, there are 2 users, so 16 hours a day. But for other groups, you can set the capacity manually. So by machine, I have created the group called machine 1 and machine 2. I can set manually that the capacity is 24 hours a day, and it's quite usual that the machine are running whole the day in 3 shifts mode. So I put these settings, and well, that's everything you need. Then of course you need to add add your group into your project. So if I will go to the setting of this project, then in the members, the group must be added in some role. So this was the necessary settings, and now the first use case of group resource management on groups. The first use case is very common, and it's when you are planning the capacities for some farther future. So let's say that we know that sometime at the end of the October or even later, we will need 50 hours of programming and 50 hours of testing. But well, now it's the end of August, so we don't know who will do this work. So we can assign this task to the group. So I can assign the programming to programmers group and the testing to testing groups. And by the way, when the member of this group will have a vacation, the capacity of this group will be lower according to this vacation. So you can even see whether it's possible to manage it when the resource has vacation. This was the first use case. Second use case is to plan the capacity of machines, and this is very important because machines are very expensive, so it's necessary that the machines run whole the day. And for this, we have set these 2 groups. And as you saw, the capacity is 24 hours a day. And here I have some production tasks, and I have to assign these tasks to machines. So I can assign this to this one. Let's say that this one I will assign also here, and this one to machine number 2. And now immediately you see here I have it in red, so this combination is not possible. This CNC machine 1 could not manage to produce so much of products in this day. So I have to solve this issue. And as you see, I see that on Friday and on Monday, the machine number 2 has free capacities. So I will reassign this production to the second machine. And now my machines are well planned. So this was the second use case, how to use resource management on groups. Third use case is about planning the workload for client. When you are doing some project for client, usually also the client needs to know how much of time it will take him. So I have prepared here one project. This project is some implementation for Tesla Motors. And we have here these tasks. The analyze must be done by me. But after the analyze, the meeting will take place. The meeting, of course, will take my capacities, but as well it will need the capacity of the client. So I have here task meeting with, oh, actually I did it opposite way. To client, I should assign the task meeting with easy software. And now the client can see that it will need 2 hours of his time. Then we have here the task implementation for Tesla Motors. Okay, that's a pleasure for me to do the implementation for Tesla Motors. But at the end, another meeting is necessary, the handover meeting. And again, the first part of meeting I will assign to the client, and second part to me. So now in the client line we see, and we can inform our client, well, on today, it's today, on Wednesday we will need 2 hours of your time, and on Wednesday next week we will need another 2 hours of your time. So this way we can very easily inform the client how much time we need from him. And the last use case of resource management of groups is to plan the capacities or plan the workload for resources that have no access to our Easy Redmine. So I have created the group called Jessica Rohrer and Johannes San. These are not normal users of Easy Redmine. I just need to know which work they will do. And here we have birthday party planning. So I have prepared these tasks. Jessica has to invite her friends. Johannes has to invite his friends. Then the shopping is necessary. Okay, I can do it for them, but I think the children can prepare the food and drinks. So Jessica will prepare the food and Johannes will prepare the drink. And let's celebrate. I can keep it here. We will celebrate together. So this way I can plan the workload or assign the workload to users which are actually not users, but user group which has no access to Easy Redmine. So that's the trick of it. I will shortly summarize the resource management. Resource management capacities, it's not recommended to be set on 8 hours a day. Resource management usage is perfectly connected with attendance, with meeting calendar, and with working calendar national holidays. And the tricky way how to use resource management is to use groups, either for planning the file future or for planning production machines with the capacity 24 hours a day, or for planning clients workload, or for planning users which has no access to easy Redmine. And lastly, I will show you the resource management dashboard, which is actually showing the whole statistics from what I have showed you before. So here you can prepare the filtering of allocations. You can filter either all allocation or just the allocation of some group of users. You can also see the allocations according to some tracker. And you can see the utilization either of some resource for project manager, for example, or for some group of users for consulting department, for testing department, and so on. And here in the middle, we have some statistics of most utilized resources. So it could be also motivating for your people to be well utilized. Now, please, Hedvika, can you continue?
Yes, thank you very much, Clara. So I think it was pretty clear because I didn't have. I just had one question in Q&A section. It was about meeting calendar and Outlook synchronization. So yeah, I think today we are not going to look at this, but we can create another webinar and we'll talk about synchronizing of both calendars. And well, but I didn't have more questions regarding resource management. Anyway, I just want to remind you that if you want to test any of those plugins or if you want to see the newest version of Easy Redmine, please don't hesitate to contact us. Also, our account managers will contact you very soon to see if you were happy with the webinar and if you would like to test anything. I can see here the question, is it possible to export in Excel the resource management? Actually, well, we can print it or we can create a PDF from resource management calendar, but we cannot export it in Excel. We can export tasks which are assigned to people into CSV or into Excel. Okay, then I don't see more questions now. Okay, thank you very much. So what we have seen today, we have seen how we can keep perfect overview of all the resources in Easy Redmine thanks to free plugins, which are resource management, attendance management, and also resource dashboard. And thank you very much for your attention. And I would like to ask you also for a rating of our webinar. I hope you all liked it. And please don't hesitate to contact us if you have more questions, if you have more ideas about what you would like to see webinars, and we will be happy to prepare it for you. Okay, thank you very much for your rating and have a nice day.
Okay, me too. Thank you for your attention. I wish you a nice day and see you soon by some other webinar. Goodbye.
Bye-bye.